Okay, take two. On the plus side, those guys outside are a lot quieter now. On the bad side, I'm a little pissed off. I'm not even gonna get into it. Oh shit. Okay, chill. Chill. Okay. Seriously? I'm gonna have to try and talk over them. Okay. So, hey guys. Ooh. Yes. Hey guys. Hey guys. My name is Charlotte, and this is my first YouTube video. Finally. Oh my days. I have been wanting to do this for months. I swear to God. And I've been preparing for this moment so much, like for so long. Oh man, but yay, I finally made it here. Alright, first milestone achieved. Film my first YouTube video. Achievement unlocked. That anyway, yeah, my name is Charlotte, and for my first video I thought it would be a good idea to do a tag. Why not? So you guys know who I am, know a bit more about me, you know. So I decided to do a writer tag because my channel is going to be based around, it's going to be all about books and writing, okay? So stick around if you're into that stuff. Make sure. Oh my days, what is all of this hair doing? Freak. Actually need to go to the hairdresser. Anyway, yeah, so this writer tag, it has 50 questions, so buckle up guys. Stay with me on this, it'll be worth it, I promise. Oh, thought I spilled something on myself. Got a slushy right here. Anyway, so question 1. When did you write your first poem / story? Honestly, I think I've been making up stories, not so much poems, but I've been making up stories ever since I was a baby, pretty much since I was in the womb, you know. But I remember the first time I knew that I wanted to be a writer when I grew up. Excuse me. Ooh. It was when I was in year 2, so I would have been about 6 years old, and one literacy lesson we had to write a story about anything. I think it could be about anything, but I decided to make mine about this cat, I think, that was, I think I said it was lonely, so it went out around the town to meet all sorts of new animals and make friends with them. And I loved writing it so much. To me, it was so much fun. Like, I knew some of my friends were struggling with it. Some of them got bored. Some of them were stuck. But now, I finished mine in like, in an instant. And then after I finished, when I took it to my teacher, do you know what she did? She chose that story to read out to the class as an example. And I'm pretty sure that was the first moment I realized I might have a talent in this. I mean, plus I've always been, when I was in school, I was always great at literacy and reading. I remember I was reading way above my age ever since like year 1. So I'm not legitimately not trying to brag or anything, but yeah, that's how it went. Okay, so question 2: who's your favorite Eastern writer? Oh snap, yikes, I can't actually recall any Eastern writers right now. Like, oh my days, I just exposed how how little I actually read, but how much I supposedly love reading. I know it's terrible, especially because I want to be a writer. And the number one piece of writing advice new amateur writers get is to read anything and everything. And I have definitely been slacking off on that over the last 5 years, I'd say. So that's actually that's one reason why I wanted to start this channel. Because what I'm basically gonna do is I'm gonna choose a book and basically react / critique it chapter by chapter. I won't be reading straight from the book. I'll just be like you know, commenting about certain points in it. And what I think of them. But yeah, by doing that, I'll actually be expanding my my library. So fingers crossed it goes well. I plan on sticking to this, even though I have no idea how to edit right now. Oh, did you see that? Oh, oops. Yeah, even though I have no idea how to edit right now, I'm gonna learn and get good at this. And hopefully some people out there will like it. So, question 3. Who's your favorite Western writer? Oh, snap. I think I'd have to say J.K. Rowling's definitely one. Pseudonymous Bosch is another. Pseudonymous Bosch, by the way, he wrote the Secret series. I don't know how many of you guys know the name of this book is Secret. That's literally what the book is called. But it's so funny. It's awesome because it's basically a mystery book, but it's like it's like a mystery novel written by Lemony Snicket. And then I am about to expose myself again. I can't remember who wrote To Kill a Mockingbird, but oh my gosh, that is actually one of my favorite books of all time. Like I read it in school for some of my English GCSEs, and I loved every second of it, every single page of it. Like, oh, I think it was very, I think it taught people a lot, and it's very educational and unique, and it's so well written as well. Like, one of my favorite things about it is what's the word, just how you get sucked in so much purely by, you know, purely by the atmosphere and the way Scout is, you know, the type of voice that Scout's character is given is one of the main things that definitely, can't say that. I was low-key gonna say turn me on, but okay, no. It's definitely one of my favorite things about it. So yes. What type of writing do you do, and how do you start to write about a specific thing? Huh. Well, I tend to write mysteries and thrillers, exciting, action-packed books like that. I actually want to get better at writing adventure books, but I tend to get stuck after a while, and if my characters set out on an adventure, they'd probably never get back home. But yeah, I love my mysteries and thrillers, man. What was the second bit? How how do I start writing about a specific thing? Honestly, I don't spend that long trying to think about a good subject to write about. I just go with one of the first few ideas I think of, you know. So yeah, yeah, that's all there is to it. I think. What gender do you prefer to write about? I have to say, it's girls. I've hardly ever written um, boy protagonists. Um, but I definitely have them as, you know, secondary protagonists. What are those called again? They're not the main character, but one of the main characters. One of the secondary characters. That's what they're called, right? But yeah, that's another thing I want to get better at. Um, how many years? Oh no, I skipped one. Okay, number 6. Have you ever worked on the basis of some other book or writer's thought? No, I haven't. Oh wait, I might have. I have. I forgot. I didn't really understand the question. um, but yes, when I was young, oh man, when I was like 8 years old or 9 years old, um, I was in love with Tinkerbell. I just loved her and her friends, especially since the Tinkerbell movie came out. Um, so I kind of wrote a fanfic. It's oh my gosh, it's so embarrassing to say out loud, but yeah. When I was little, I basically wrote a Tinkerbell fanfiction. Although I didn't know it was a fanfiction at the time. I didn't know what those were. And later on, like when I started secondary school, that's when I kind of realized And then the other time I've done it was when I was, yeah, again when I was doing To Kill a Mockingbird for my GCSEs. And I remember we had to write a monologue about, we had to write a monologue from one character's point of view. Oh shoot, what's his name? I have such a bad memory, you guys. Yes! I picked Tom Robinson right when he was about to be killed. Oh my days. I had so much fun writing that as well. Yeah, I just wrote what must have been going through his head when he was sitting in that jail waiting to be executed, basically. Or lynched, wasn't it? And every time I've gone back and read it, when I finish, I always feel so proud of myself for writing, for managing to write that. Like, I think I did really well, you know, and I'm still happy with it to this day. Okay, question 7. When was your first book or poem published? Sadly, it has not happened yet, but it's definitely going to. I'm telling you guys now, it is going to happen one day. That is the one thing I will make sure of before I die. Ain't no way about it, bruh. Sorry. Sorry. Kind of ended abruptly there, but yeah, sort of is to it. Have you ever thought to write for movies? No, because movies and plays and scripts intimidate TF out of me. I'm just more comfortable writing my stories, man. And whenever I do write a story, it's usually in third person. And like I already said, it's usually a girl as the protagonist. That's my comfort zone right there. But on a similar note, I have always dreamed about publishing a book and having that book turned into a movie. Like, that is my ultimate lifetime dream. Oh my days. There's nothing I want more than to see my characters come to life right before my eyes, you know? Because my imagination is so vivid that I just have such a clear image of them in my head, and it would just make me beyond happy to see them before me for myself, and to have other people see them too. But Lord knows that when that does happen, I'm gonna fangirl. I'm gonna freak out every time I see my characters on screen or in person. Every time I see the actors as well. And I know writers are told to not do this, but I can't help myself. I can't help myself. I've already got my dream cast. I already have my dream cast picked out. So, don't judge me. I'll probably fill you guys in on that later in a different video. Okay. How many years have you been writing? I'm gonna say 20. I don't believe that there was some part of my life where I wasn't able to read or write. As far as I'm concerned, I always have. So the answer is 20 years. I have been writing for 22 whole decades, man. Number 10, hey, 20% there. Are you already published or in the process? I'm in the process. Barely. I've barely started, to be honest. I mean, my mum insisted that I focus on school all the way up until now, to be honest. But I wanted to quit school when I was 16. I just wanted to jump straight into work. And initially I planned on maybe, I never wanted a normal like 9 to 5 job. I always wanted to have some sort of part-time job or be self-employed somehow, which is where YouTube comes in. But yeah, when I was 16 and I just finished school, I remember I looked at apprenticeships for a while and I really liked the idea of them, but it just didn't work out because honestly, because I have to go into hospital pretty often because I have sickle cell disease, and I know there is a bunch of people out there who have never heard of it before, and then there's those of you that have, and those of you who are actually educated about it, because it's not very well known and there's a lot of stigma around it. Like some people still think it's only a black people disease, you know, which is not true at all. But yes, I'm probably gonna have to do some sort of explanation, or at least some sort of section in a video where I explain everything about it, which I don't mind doing, you know. I really don't, but it won't happen now, okay? So let me know if you do want to see that video, if you want to know more about it. I mean, I'm not gonna force you if you don't, but yeah, it will happen at some point. Okay. What was the first story or poem about that you wrote? Does this person speak English or not? Like I said before, I think it was, I'm pretty sure it was the story about the cat and all them animals. Okay, number 12. Do you write for yourself or is there any other purpose? There is other purposes. Like I said, I want to make a career out of it. It's not just a hobby for me. I want to do it professionally, definitely. Because, hey, that's the key to making my dreams come true. Along with getting this YouTube channel off the ground, you know? Like, I can't wait for the day where I have enough subscribers that will be as excited about my book as I am when it's finished. And when it is finished, you guys are going to get a big announcement, maybe a giveaway. Hey, already speaking that YouTube lingo. But yeah, I can't wait to finish it and to send it out to shops all around the world, so that those of you who want to read it can go and get it. And yeah, if you guys do ever go and get my books, you'll be in my good books, for real. I don't know. That was so cringy, I'm sorry. Alright, number 13. What do you really want to put in your writing as an essential that represents you? Oh, I prefer to give all of my characters a little piece of me instead of you know, blatantly and obviously inserting myself into my books, looking at you, Jacqueline Wilson. I'm sorry, but she is not slick with that at all. No tea, no shade. I loved her once upon a time, but still, come on, Jacqueline. But yeah, anyway, I'd rather leave little pieces of myself scattered throughout the whole book. Like even with the villains. they definitely get some of my flaws as well, not gonna lie. 15, oh, 14. Why you choose this profession? I don't think I chose this profession. I think this profession chose me. You know what I'm saying? 15. What really inspires you to write? It's usually movies or TV shows or games sometimes, occasionally music. Oh, definitely other books. Why was that the last thing to come to my mind? Oh man, anyway. Do you think it's right that you write quality books a person must have an experience of love? Huh? Do you think it's right that... What? Do you think it's right to write quality books a person must have? And that does not make sense. I'm sorry. So I'm skipping that. I really do not understand. What do you think is the best time to write? Ooh. I think I get all my writing, well, I think I get my best writing done either mid-morning, if I'm awake, not gonna lie, I sleep like a log, or really late at night, like 11 o'clock or midnight, 1 a.m., 2 a.m. occasionally. I don't know why. I don't know. It's weird. Like, if I do it in the morning, it's usually because I'm feeling fresh and ready to get stuff done. But if it's at night, it's usually because for some reason I'm feeling energized. And I'm not really sure where that energy comes from. Like, it's rarely coffee. I don't drink coffee. So if it was anything, it would be tea. Or it might be because of one of those things that I just listed that inspire me. Number 18 is silence an essential thing that you need when you are writing something. This is gonna leave a lot of people shook, but no. These days, it used to be like that when I was younger, but these days, I need some background noise, and I'm actually proud of myself for kind of teaching myself how to do this. But why am I leaning to the side? Don't tell me I've been doing that this whole video, man, please. But yeah, I've taught myself to write with the TV on. And I know a lot of other writers hate anything like that. They need absolute silence or calming music. But yes, I don't like silence because even though I'm doing something, even though I'm writing, my mind still wanders, and I just get distracted by something that pops into my head. And I know that seems more likely to happen if you had the TV on. But I don't know, it's like I can focus on, it's like my ears focus on the TV and my eyes focus on my laptop. know, I don't know exactly how or why, but this is just what works for me. Okay. How would you explain your writings and its main theme? Ooh. I don't actually think I have a main theme in my current project. I actually do not know what it is. I mean, like I said, I've only just started writing it properly. Um, so stay tuned. Who knows? Maybe I'll find it along the way. And if I do, I'll let you guys know. What do you think about what do you think about world? What do I think about the world? I think overall there are a lot of issues that we should have already fixed by now, but for whatever reason we haven't been able to, whether it's because our politicians can't or won't. But yeah, there's a lot we need to get done. However, I do still think we are still making progress as a society. I think like we are a lot more educated about a lot of things compared to like the 80s and the 90s. So, and there's always there's always new sorts of discoveries being made in um, technology and medicine, particularly. So yeah, some of those discoveries are really big news, you know, like haven't we almost got a cure for AIDS now? Like that's amazing, you know. I have so much respect for people who have AIDS or HIV, you know. It's, oh my gosh, I can't even imagine. Like, yikes, you know. I mean, I know I said I had sickle cell earlier, but while uh, it does kind of affect my immune system, it's nowhere near as bad as someone with AIDS, you know? Like, I tend to catch infections more easily, but I'm just as likely to recover as the next person without sickle cell, you know? And it's not like that for them, you know? So my heart goes out to all of you with it. Oh, okay, we are almost halfway there. Can you tell, can you please tell me about your writing playlist? Ah, another controversial thing about me. I don't have one. Again, a lot of writers do, and no, like I ain't got nothing against those people who do, but it's just not for me. If I want to listen to music while I write, I just press shuffle on my whole entire library, you know. Oh, 22. What is your all-time favorite book? Oh man, like I've already said it. I think it has to be To Kill a Mockingbird. You know, it's just, oh my days. It's legendary. Like there's a reason it's a classic. You know. Which poem do you like most, and who's the author? Yeah, I don't really do poetry. Both reading and writing. especially writing. I mean, I don't mind reading them so much. Oh, but I'm terrible at writing poems, I swear. But for some reason, I I remember when we were doing poetry in secondary school. I remember we spent ages on this one called Porphyria's Lover. Can't remember exactly what it was about, but I think it was about a couple back in the old days, like a couple centuries ago, I think. And I know porphyria is a type of disease. Isn't it? Don't people say it makes those who have it like vampires? I don't know. That might not be very accurate, but that's the impression I have of it for whatever reason. I don't really remember what happened in the poem of Porphyria's Lover though. Also, I do not remember. I cannot remember for the life of me who wrote Porphyria's Lover. I'm sorry. Ooh. Okay. What do you think? Oh my god. Again with this English. What do you think how this writing field is evolving? Oh my days. Bless whoever wrote this list, I swear. They're trying so hard. How's the writing field evolving? Honestly, I don't really know. I'm not that caught up on developments in the writing industry. But I know where to find updates and stuff about publishing industry and things. Well, what was the last thing I heard about it though? I don't know. Maybe the rise of self-publishing? Although I feel like that's old news. Maybe maybe how far you can get with self-publishing now. Like I can't remember which franchises started off as self-published books but have worked their way up to movies. I don't remember which ones, but I know there have been a few in recent years. But don't ask me to name them, okay? Like, I've never wanted to self-publish. Definitely, I've always wanted to go the traditional route, even though self-publishers always, they're always like, why? You get so much more money with self-publishing. And yeah, I know that, girl. But honestly, money is not the number one reason I want to write books. I want a fan base more than anything, if I'm honest. And I remember hearing somewhere that if you self-publish, you probably won't be able to get into bookshops, or you won't really be able to have bookshops hold book signings for you. You just won't be able to have as much reach with your books, and that's one thing I really want. Like, it's always been another dream of mine, has always been to walk into WH Smith and just see my book right there in front of me, like it's I don't know, a newborn baby. Oh man. Ooh. Y'all know what's even funnier than 24? 25. What what you love to have as your energy drinks or energy food while you're writing. Okay, I love my Lucozade these days. Um, I don't have one right now. This is a slushie, and but I have 2 empty bottles of Lucozade on my bedside table right over there. Um, food. Nothing really. I find it hard to eat and type, you know? Alright. What you enjoy the most? Starting, climax, or middle of the poem or book? Oh, I think starting is always exciting, but it's not as exciting as writing the climax or some other part of the book that you've been imagining. That cannot be right. let me do that again. I think starting a book is always exciting, but not as exciting as writing some other part of the book, like the climax that you've been envisioning for ages. Like, it's so satisfying to write that and to finally get down those, oh, excuse me, to finally get down those descriptions that you've had in your head for so long. Oh, it's, yes, oh my days, it's just so, it feels so good. Right, what motivates you when you feel down? I think it's either my favorite YouTubers, my favorite celebrities, or or Tumblr posts and Pinterest posts about writer motivation. I remember that I used to follow this one Tumblr blog religiously when I was younger, like 13, 14. I used to go on it religiously just for its you know, writer motivation, writer positivity, I mean, and writing tips. Oh my gosh. And they had amazing writing prompts and character prompts as well. What was it called? Oh snap. Max Kieran. Yes. Damn. I haven't checked him out in a while. I know what I'm doing after this video. Oh yeah, and he's here on YouTube now. Oh my days. I've got to catch up on both of his pages. Which writer inspired you when to write more and more? I think it's J.K. Rowling, actually. Yeah. Like, she's always been the ultimate career goals for me. Even though, I mean, like, I know, guys, like that, I know there ain't no way I could even come close to selling as many books as she has. Like, I am almost definitely not gonna become a billionaire from writing. Hopefully. Hopefully I'll be able to do it through some other means. But yeah. Do you face any writer's block? Hell yeah. Who doesn't? I mean, these days, thankfully, I haven't been experiencing it as much. I think because I have an actual good outline now. But when I was yeah, when I was in my early teens, I used to get it so damn much. Like, I remember I was trying to write the book I'm writing now, and I could only ever get up to like chapter 5 or 6, and as soon as I try and type chapter 6 or chapter 7, like, I don't know, my brain would just cloud over, you know? Man, writer's block sucks, man. And honestly, when I do get it these days, it still sucks. So, do you know what I want? I would love some tips from anyone who knows how to get rid of writer's block or how to push through it. Like, I would love that so much. Y'all have no idea. Alright. What do you do when your head stops giving you more ideas or lines? Lines? What do? I go out and I seek inspiration. You see, one thing a lot of amateur writers do is they wait for inspiration. I remember who said this, but you cannot... What? Start again. I don't remember who said this, but they said something like, you cannot wait for inspiration. You have to go after it with a club. And there is nothing more true than that. Like, inspiration. She is a popular girl, you know. Like, she's wanted by everyone, but so she can't spend much. She can't spend that much time with everyone, you know. So do you know what that means? Yeah, you have to go. You have to go ask her out instead of waiting for her to ask you out. Okay? See? Me and inspiration like this. That's how I know stuff like that. Anyway, oh my gosh. I underestimated how much 50 questions is. Ooh, man. Maybe I'll do a part 2 to this tag if you guys liked this. So, yeah. Thanks for sticking with me to the end of this. If you have, you are a real one. Please like, share, and subscribe, and all of that YouTube stuff. And yeah, stay tuned because you will definitely be hearing more from me. See ya.